2025 is bringing a surprising number of racing games to the Nintendo Switch and Switch 2. From arcade chaos to classic rally tracks, there's a lot to look forward to. Some of these are already out, others are just around the corner. Release dates will show up on screen, but hey, things change. First game on the list is Rally Arcade Classics, a throwback racer with some serious old-school vibes. If you're into old-school rally vibes with a fresh coat of paint, this one's for you. Rally Arcade Classics throws you behind the wheel of over 40 vintage rally cars across dozens of stages, mixing realistic terrain physics with fast-paced arcade handling. There's no open-world fluff here, just classic time trials, drift-heavy corners, and that sweet leaderboard grind. Visually, it's clean, a bit retro even, and while the UI is basic, it gets the job done. The game isn't perfect. Frame drops can hit now and then, and some stages feel copy-pasted, but it nails that 90s arcade rally feel. It's the kind of game that doesn't try too hard, but ends up being kinda addictive. Number 16, Neon Apex Beyond the Limit. This one's all about speed, style, and some seriously smooth drifting. Neon Apex Beyond the Limit drops you into a high-tech racing league where cars and bikes hit speeds over 200 miles per hour under glowing cityscapes. The visuals are flashy in all the right ways, neon-lit tracks, synth-heavy soundtrack, and a vibe that screams arcade. It's got a tight boost system, responsive controls, and just enough challenge to keep you hooked. Sadly, there's no online multiplayer yet, which feels like a missed opportunity for a game this fast. Still, for local split-screen or solo time trials, it delivers that high-speed rush. If you've ever wanted to race like you're in a cyberpunk anime, this is it. Number 15, Retro Drive Revamped. If you've got a soft spot for synthwave and pixel-perfect sunsets, Retro Drive Revamped might be your new obsession. It's an 80s-inspired arcade racer where style is just as important as speed. You'll be drifting through neon-lit streets, dodging laser gates, and vibing to a killer synth soundtrack that feels straight out of a cassette deck. The controls are simple, the tracks are fast, and the whole thing plays like a tribute to classic arcade cabinets. It's not a huge game, don't expect deep progression or massive customization, but what it does with flair. Think of it as pure, polished nostalgia in motion. If you're looking for high-speed realism on two wheels, MotoGP 25 is as authentic as it gets on the Switch. Built on Unreal Engine 5, this game brings updated visuals, slick lighting, and detailed track surfaces that really pop, especially on the newer Switch hardware. Every turn, every brake, and every lean into a curve feels tighter and more responsive than previous entries. You've got full official licensing, from teams to riders to real-world tracks, and career mode has been revamped with more depth and customization. That said, the game doesn't go easy on newcomers. The AI can be punishing, and mastering the physics takes time. But for racing sim fans who want the closest thing to real MotoGP on the go, this one hits the mark. It's a solid evolution of the series and a must-play for motorcycle racing enthusiasts. This one's for the purists. Arcade Archives. 2 Ridge Racer brings back the high-speed arcade glory of the original Ridge Racer games, but with just enough tweaks to make it feel fresh. The iconic drifting mechanics are as slippery and satisfying as ever, and the reworked tracks feel faster thanks to smoother frame rates and updated textures. You've got a few different modes here: Time Attack, Grand Prix, and a revamped DX mode with more aggressive AI and controller rumble support. It still has that cheesy 90s arcade vibe in the best way possible, from the music to the announcer to the ridiculous car names. It's not trying to be realistic, and honestly, that's the charm. Whether you're chasing high scores or just drifting for fun, this throwback racer is a total blast, and it fits perfectly on the Switch. Now this is where things get wild. Fast Fusion throws gravity out the window and replaces it with blistering speed, looping tracks, and anti-grav chaos. It's clearly inspired by games like F-Zero and Wipeout, but it has its own flair with fusion-powered vehicles and track hazards that constantly keep you on edge. The game runs at a solid 60 FPS on Switch 2, which is crucial because everything moves ridiculously fast. There's a light story mode with some sci-fi lore sprinkled in, but the real fun is in unlocking new hovercrafts and mastering tricky circuits full of boost pads, jumps, and deadly corners. It's not the deepest racer out there, Don't expect deep tuning systems, but what it lacks in complexity, it makes up for in adrenaline. If you miss the days of futuristic racing games that test your reflexes, this is one you'll want to keep on your radar. Nintendo's most iconic racing series just went open world, and it actually works. Mario Kart World takes the chaos and charm of traditional Mario Kart and stretches it across massive interconnected zones filled with secrets, shortcuts, and challenges. You can roam freely, find races organically, or even stumble into surprise boss battles. The game supports up to 24 players online and includes a knockout tour mode where racers are eliminated round by round. Controls feel just as tight and responsive as ever, and the addition of rail riding and wall skimming mechanics adds new layers of strategy. Visually, it's one of the best-looking Mario games yet, running smoothly with vibrant environments and detailed animations. It's a bold new direction for the series, and somehow it still feels like classic Mario Kart at heart. This is easily one of the Switch 2's biggest multiplayer titles. This one's small in size, but big on fun. Mini Madness is a chaotic RC-style racer where you control tiny cars across oversized environments. Think kitchen counters, messy garages, and toy-strewn living rooms. It gives off serious Micro Machines and Hot Wheels vibes, with short, intense races full of crazy jumps and narrow hazards. There's a decent variety of vehicles, each with their own stats, and the local split-screen mode is a blast if you've got someone to play with. The visuals are simple but colorful, and it runs smoothly on both Switch and Switch 2. While it doesn't offer deep progression or huge content updates, it nails that casual, pick-up-and-play racing feel. It's goofy, fast, and surprisingly competitive, perfect for short bursts of chaotic fun. This one's got charm written all over it. Peachy Derby blends anime-style visuals with kart racing mechanics and wraps it all in a surprisingly detailed single-player story mode. You're racing as one of several quirky characters, each with their own rivalries, power-ups, and signature vehicles. Tracks are bright, colorful, and filled with environmental hazards, from exploding fruit stands to wild jumps and shortcuts. The handling is tight and accessible, making it easy to pick up but tricky to master when you're chasing gold medals. While the story mode is the highlight, there's also a versus mode and challenge stages to keep things fresh. It's not the most content-heavy racer out there, but it makes up for it with personality and polish. If you're into vibrant kart racers with a narrative twist, this one delivers. If you like your racing with a side of chaos, Rod Mayhem has you covered. This is an offbeat arcade racer where muscle cars, pickup trucks, and souped-up junkers tear through explosive tracks filled with traps, ramps, and destructible props. The controls are loose but responsive, giving it that scrappy anything-can-happen feel. There's a story-light campaign mode, a crazy mode with random modifiers, and split-screen multiplayer that turns races into total mayhem. What really stands out is the atmosphere. It leans hard into a dusty, post-junkyard aesthetic with flames, nitro trails, and cars that look like they were welded together last night. It doesn't try to compete with big-budget racers, but it knows exactly what it is. Dumb, loud, fast fun. Perfect for when you want something wild without overthinking it. Before we jump into number 6, just a quick heads up. The rest of the games on this list haven't released yet. They're either officially announced or expected in 2025, so take everything with a grain of, we hope this doesn't get delayed. After years of waiting, Kirby Air Riders is back, and this time it's built from the ground up for Switch 2. It brings back the fan-favorite city trial mode with bigger maps, more random events, and better pacing. The racing is still easy to pick up, but mastering gliding, boosts, and power-ups takes real skill. Vehicles feel distinct, and there's a solid mix of traditional races, challenges, and battle arenas. Local and online multiplayer are both supported, making it a chaotic but charming experience with friends. It's colorful, smooth, and full of classic Nintendo charm, just the way a Kirby racer should be. This one's aiming to bring the full history of Formula racing into one slick package. Formula Legends lets you race cars from different decades, from 1960s classics all the way to modern hybrid beasts, each with their own handling, sound, and visual style. It's not just a skin swap either. Older cars feel raw and twitchy, while newer ones stick to the track like glue. The game features dynamic weather, pit strategies, tire wear, and a full career mode with team management elements. It leans more into simulation than arcade, but with a user-friendly interface that makes it accessible. It's still in development and doesn't have a firm release date yet, but what's been shown looks promising. For fans of deep, authentic racing experiences, this could be one of the most interesting titles on the horizon. If you're nostalgic for 90s rally games, Drive Rally is basically a love letter to that era. It mixes chunky retro visuals with surprisingly modern handling and physics, giving you the best of both worlds. You've got co-driver callouts, dirt spraying turns, and time trial stages that feel lifted straight from the golden days of arcade rally. The game doesn't try to be flashy. It's all about that old school spirit with a little extra polish. Each stage is handcrafted, not procedurally generated, and that really helps the game feel tight and purposeful. There's no official Switch release yet, but it's confirmed to be in the works. If you grew up playing Sega Rally or Colin McRae, this one should definitely be on your watch list. This one blends rally racing with roguelike mechanics, and it's a surprisingly smart combo. You'll race across procedurally generated desert tracks, managing fuel, damage, and upgrades as you push deeper into tougher terrain. Between stages, you make risky choices. Repair your car, scout ahead, or gamble for extra rewards. The pixel art visuals are clean, the sound design is minimal but effective, and the tension builds fast when you're low on resources. It's currently confirmed for PC, and a Switch version is officially in development. Post-apocalyptic racing doesn't get much more intense than this. Fatal Run 2089 throws you into a scorched wasteland where armored vehicles battle it out while racing at breakneck speeds. You're not just trying to win, you're trying to survive. The game features explosive weapons, environmental traps, and branching routes that change depending on your decisions mid-race. Powered by Unreal Engine 5, it looks surprisingly good with detailed destruction effects and cinematic camera angles. The developers have confirmed it's coming to Switch, alongside other platforms, and it's aiming for a late 2025 release. If you're into games like Mad Max or Twisted Metal, this could be right up your alley. Edda and Edda, Grand Prix is a stylized arcade racer featuring two rival drivers in a colorful animated world that feels straight out of a Saturday morning cartoon. Tracks are dynamic, filled with traps, shortcuts, and environmental changes mid-race, like flooding tunnels or collapsing bridges. The gameplay looks fast and flashy, with power-ups, drifting, and character-based special moves. While full gameplay details are still limited, what's been shown looks polished and full of personality. It's officially targeting a 2025 release on all major platforms, including the Switch. If it delivers on its charm and mechanics, this could easily become a fan favorite. And that's our list. 2025 is stacked with all kinds of racing games for the Switch and Switch 2, and honestly, it's a good time to be a fan of the genre. Whether you're into drifting, boosting, or just causing total chaos on the track, there's something here for everyone. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more lists just like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.